So if you've been on YouTube at all recently, you'll probably have seen Hoplite Battle Royal. Hoplite is this new UHC game mode, but with a bit of a twist. They've created a ton of custom items that players can craft to make battles more interesting. This ranges from auto-smelting pickaxes, to swords that gain sharpness on kill, or cannons that shoot pufferfish. Now some of these weapons are really cool, so I thought it'd be an interesting idea to try and recreate some of them. So in this video, I'm going to be recreating the Artemis Bow from Hoplite. Also, if you're looking for any help with programming, or you're looking to discuss plugin development, or anything else really, come check out our Discord. The link is in the description. Okay, so the first thing we need is the crafting recipe. That's pretty simple. All we gotta do is define a crafting recipe like this, assign each of the letters, and boom, register it with the bukkit API. And if we go in the game, perfect. We got our bow crafting recipe. Now, the next bit's a bit harder. We have to make the bow actually do what it's supposed to do. Now, in Hoplite, the Artemis Bow has a chance of striking lightning when an arrow hits, or it has a chance of shooting homing arrows. Now, let's start with the easy one, the lightning arrows. All we're gonna do is create a listener and see when a projectile hits the ground. Then we're gonna check if it's an arrow, and if it is, we'll just do a little random check here. Let's say 1 in 5, like that. And then we can strike our lightning. Boom, done, simple. So now if we shoot arrows, every 1 in 5, yep, there we go. We'll be hit by lightning. Cool. So now for the complicated part. The homing arrows. Okay, so first things first, we gotta listen for when an entity shoots a bow, and we want to check that it's a player, so it's not like a skeleton or something. Once we've done that, we're gonna get all the entities nearby the player. We're gonna check that the player has line of sight, and that the entity's not dead. Then we're gonna use some math to get the direction to the target, as well as the angle. And then we're just going to set those variables. Finally, we're going to run a bukkit task that runs every tick that just sets the direction of the arrow. And here inside our task, we're just going to use some math to set the direction of the arrow. And then finally, back in our onProjectile hit listener, we're just going to cancel the task when it hits something. And again, we're just going to give that some random chance. Boom, this should be done. And let's test it out. And yeah, there we go. Sometimes our arrows are homing. And they even have this cool little particle we added. Perfect. Now, I'm not going to add the texture because I don't want to rip their art. And also, I'm a terrible artist myself. So creating a new one is not going to be fun. But there we go. If you want access to this plugin yourself, I'll probably put it up on GitHub. It's just a simple open source plugin. It's nothing too fancy, just something I wrote in like 30 minutes, but it's still kind of interesting. And the bow's kind of fun if you want to use it in a survival server. But that's pretty much everything. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.